we're going to need to check back in on this situation.
See if he gets that one on anytime soon.
Oh, they kept going.
I mean, you got to stop the top guy.
Ooh.
First baseman Sal Stewart. J.J. Bleday plays left field and hits third. Batting fourth, the designated hitter Eugenio Suarez. Tyler Stevenson will catch and bat fifth. Hitting sixth, the right fielder Noelvi Marte. T.J. Friedel's in center field, hitting seventh. Batting eighth, the second baseman Edwin Arroyo. Key Brian Hayes plays third and hits ninth. And on the mound for the Reds, right-hander Hunter Green. Once more, it's De La Cruz, Stewart, Bleday, Suarez, Stevenson, and Marte. Friedel, Arroyo, Hayes, Green pitching. Now for Oliver Marmol's St. Louis Cardinals, they're a game over 500 right now, 52-51. They're 12 back in the division, 2.5 back in the wild card, but they've lost 12 of their last 17. Leading off, the second baseman, J.J. Weatherholt. Jordan Walker plays right field and hits second. Batting third, the first baseman, Alec Burleson. Ivan Herrera will catch and bat fourth. Hitting fifth, the left fielder, Lars Nootbaar. Mason Wins at short, hitting sixth. Batting seventh, designated hitter Brian Torres. Blaze Jordan's at third base, hitting eighth, and batting ninth, the center fielder Nathan Church. Right-hander Andre Palante starts for the Cardinals. Again, Weatherholt, Walker, Burleson. Herrera, Nootbaar, Wynn, Torres, Jordan, and Church with Palante pitching. Here's your umpires tonight at home plate. Emil Jimenez, Gabe Morales at first, Doug Eddings, the crew chiefs at second, with Mike Malinsky over at third. Please, once again, to be joined by the crafty left-hander Chris Welsh. I'm Tommy Thrall. Great to be with you tonight here in St. Louis. Well, Chris, the Reds ought to be plenty familiar with Andre Palante at this point. He's pitched against the Reds 20 times. He's had a lot of success. He's making his 11th start against the Reds tonight, but he's got more wins against the Reds than he does any other opponent.
You know, I think this is really one of the more interesting matchups in all of baseball tonight, Tommy, because you've got two pitchers that go at it in exactly opposite ways. Hunter Green fills up the strike zone at 99 miles an hour, makes a slider a strikeout pitch, gets a lot of punch-outs. Palante, way below average in his fastball, pitches inside, gets you a little bit of nibble this, a little bit of that. A lot of ground balls when he's on his game.
Well, we'll see how it goes tonight. It's the Reds and Cardinals. Hope you enjoy it. Let's play. First pitch presented by Cincinnati Children's, changing the outcome together. Ellie De La Cruz standing in. Palante with a high set, and here he goes. First pitch on the way to De La Cruz. And it is whacked on one hop to the second baseman. J.J. Weatherholt backs up, fields and throws out Ellie. One pitch, one out. And that's how the game will begin on this night.
I want to say that that's about the last 5 games in a row that we've seen Ellie De La Cruz jump on the first pitch, hit it hard, but not always get a base hit.
So he's the first out on the first pitch, and now Sal Stewart. Sal hitting .251, 21 home runs, 75 knocked in, had a couple of hits last night, going 2 for 5 with a run and an RBI. Sal takes a look at a strike over the outside corner. The count is 0-1. He is right on the cusp of Joey Votto's club record for rookie home runs by a first baseman. He needs 3 more to match Votto's 24 that he hit in 2008. Palante's pitch is popped into the seats, well back and out of play, foul down the right field line. 0-2 now on Sal Stewart. Tonight's Tempstar game time temperature is 90 degrees on a mostly clear night. Get complete home comfort with a Tempstar heating and cooling system. Find your local Tempstar dealer at tempstar.com. A wave and a miss and a breaking ball from Andre Palante to strike out Sal Stewart. And 2 men are out here in the first inning.
Palante does that a lot. He's so good at getting ahead with the fastball and then making you chase a pitch that's a little bit out of the zone. That curveball of his, it's a knuckle curve variety, right over the table.
Now with 2 outs, the batter is J.J. Bleday. First pitch to Bleday is swung on, and that's fouled back for strike 1. And the count is 0-1 on J.J. Bleday.
I mean, he's pitching everybody in this Reds lineup exactly the same way. High fastball first pitch. Bleday will probably get another fastball up and in here, and then he goes down and away.
Palante back into his windup, the 0-1. And Bleday takes up and away with a fastball to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Blade had a hit last night, scored a run, was 1 for 5. Blade has cooled off, but he's in kind of an odd streak right now. He's not exactly hot, but he has hits in 11 of his last 13 games. 1-1 pitch. And Blade takes a fastball way upstairs, and now J.J. Blade ahead of the count, 2 balls and a strike. Palante with a high hold, then goes into a windup, and the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled back, kind of that modified delivery where it looks like he's out of the stretch, but he's actually out of the windup because he has just a very subtle drop step back toward first base and then kicks and throws.
That can be dangerous when there's a runner at third base. He's got to declare to the umpire whether he's in the stretch or the full windup.
Palante's back home with a 2-2 pitch. Way off the outside corner. Now a full count on J.J. Blade. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on, 2 men are out. Reds batting here in the top of the first inning. Open things up here in St. Louis. Now the payoff pitch to Blade. And it's high, ball 4. So J.J. Blade is on with a 2-out walk. That'll bring Eugenio Suarez up. Suarez went deep yesterday. Was 2 for 4 with a home run and a walk. That home run, the big hit in the game for the Reds last night. Suarez hitting it to the back of the seats out in left field beyond the Reds bullpen. Suarez takes a first pitch slider up and away for ball 1. It was a 2-run shot that at the time gave the Reds a 3-2 lead. They would go on and score 1 more later. But it was a go-ahead home run and a big one for the Reds last night. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Suarez. And he watches a slider in for a strike. Count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike on Eugenio Suarez. Blade's at first. He worked a 2-out walk. 1-1 on Suarez. Palante's back home with a 1-1. Suarez grounds it foul, third base side. Thing about Palante, it's hard to get the ball in the air against him. He's one of the best ground ball pitchers in the game, like Chris was talking about earlier. So it's tough if you want to elevate against him. If your game plan is to just hit homers against Andre Palante, you're probably going to have a difficult time because he is such a ground ball pitcher, and you're going to play right into his hands. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Palante's 1-2 pitch to Eugenio Suarez. And a wave and a miss. Got him with a breaking ball in the dirt. Suarez is down on strikes. That ends the Reds' first inning. We played a half inning at Busch Stadium. Reds nothing, and the Cardinals coming up on the Reds Radio Network.
Grounded toward first. Vladdy snatches it on the line, spins, throws a strike to Bieber, covering the bag for the out. Got that on the shoestring and spun like a shortstop up the middle.
A swing and a little flare into shallow left. Coming hard. Diving is caught. He made another great catch. Well, that's how you win 4 straight Gold Gloves.
Rolled over the mound up the middle. Clement slides to pick it up. Spins as he comes up from the turf and throws to first to get the out. A Gold Glove caliber play up the middle from Ernie Clement.
Chris Sale, excellent as always. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts, all 11 of those swinging.
An immaculate 4th inning for Gavin Williams. 9 pitches, 9 strikes, and strikes out the side.
He could be on another planet the way he just pitched. How about 9 pitches and he strikes out the side? You can't do it any better than that.
DOMO West Productions and Michelob Ultra present Todd Rundgren August 15th at Megacorp Pavilion. Tickets on sale now at AXS.com. For more information, visit PromoWestLive.com. Don't miss Todd Rundgren August 15th at Megacorp Pavilion.
Lead things off against Hunter Green. Well, Chris, Be hard-pressed to find a guy throwing the ball better than Hunter Green has here over his last couple outings.
I really believe that it's probably the best I've seen Hunter pitch in a short stretch, back-to-back games. Forget the first game against Baltimore. That was an outlier. I've never seen a guy quite like Hunter that is so happy to fill up the strike zone with high-velocity strikes. He's not trying to cut the corners. He's coming right after you.
And he pours in a first pitch strike, 96 miles an hour to J.J. Weatherholt. 0-1 on Weatherholt. Weatherholt was held to 0 for 2 last night with a strikeout and a walk. This is a Cardinals team that's just not hitting collectively. The pitch is low and inside, and now it's an even 1-1 1-strike count on Weatherholt.
I do believe it's important for Hunter to establish the fastball early on. Command of the fastball, get the feel of that, and then when he breaks out the slider, it's almost unfair.
The 1-1. And there's a broken bat, soft one hopper off the glove of Ellie De La Cruz right by the second base bag, and that's going to be an error. Well, it was routine. It did have some knuckling action because the pitch broke his bat, but still a very makeable play, and a play you expect Ellie to make. He was there, and in fact was getting his feet set to make the throw to first base. It hit right off his glove.
Now that's the kind of hop that every shortstop wish every ground ball would take.
Weatherholt's on the air, and now the first pitch to Jordan Walker's check swing up and away. Ever since he won the Home Run Derby since he won the Home Run Derby, Jordan Walker is hitting only .219, 7 for 32, no home runs. Now, 3 of those 7 hits have gone for extra bases, all doubles. The pitch is taken for ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. It was something you were talking about last night. How does the Home Run Derby impact players? Well, Walker's still trying to find the form he had in the first half. Here he muscles one back behind De La Cruz. He goes back and can't make the catch. It just floated behind Ellie. He was twisting every which way, trying to get a good read on how to catch that ball. Ended up kind of swiping at it with his glove as it was falling behind him, but he couldn't make the catch.
I think you described it perfectly. Ellie couldn't figure out which way to turn because the ball went directly over his head, so he couldn't get an angle on it. He went one way, realized that was the wrong way, turned around, nearly made the catch, but all of a sudden you got 2 Cardinals on base, nobody out.
And neither ball's been hit hard. The pitch up and away for ball 1 to Alec Burleson. 1-0 on Burleson. 281 with 15 home runs, 69 driven in, was held hitless last night and struck out twice in 4 at-bats. Burleson waiting on Green, the 1-0. And this ball is lined toward the left center field gap. On in a hurry is the left fielder Blade. He'll play it on a bounce. They'll wave the runner around. Here's the throw in. The relay from Hayes, not in time. And the Cardinals will strike first. J.J. Weatherholt scoring from second base. The error comes home to haunt. And the Cardinals strike first. Still nobody out.
Weatherholt got kind of a bad break at second base. He wasn't sure whether that ball was going to be caught by J.J. Blade. Blade got to it quickly, threw it to the cutoff man, but the throw from Brian Hayes into the plate a little bit wide.
Walker only advances 90 feet to second, so first and second base, still nobody out. And Ivan Herrera, the batter. Cardinals already have as many hits tonight as they had all 9 innings last night, just 2. Here's the pitch to Ivan Herrera, and it's up too high for ball 1. Herrera's 0 for 3 last night. Was hit by a pitch, stole a bag, scored a run, struck out twice. He's hitting .239, 11 homers, 41 knocked in. The 1-0 pitch from Hunter Green is right in for a strike called. Count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike now on Ivan Herrera. This is one of those frustrating innings for Hunter Green. The first guy reaches on the air, the second guy reaches on a bloop single just beyond the shortstop, and the 1-1 swung on and fouled back. And it was really the type of hit that was just perfectly placed.
You know, I can tell you that the reality of not being able now to throw a shutout, to dominate here right from the very first inning on, you've got to put that over to the side now. Got to give your team a good effort. Get out of this inning with damage control. You keep them to 1 run, you'll be just fine.
Herrera, one of the best double play candidates in the National League, swings and fouls it back. It's a ball and 2 strikes on Ivan.
Not very many opportunities for a ground ball double. He has only turned up 2 ground ball double plays since the 2025 season.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Ivan Herrera. Here's Green's pitch. A wave and a miss. Struck him out with a slider. And Hunter Green has his first strikeout of the night. 1 away for Lars Nootbaar.
You know, Hunter was awfully good when he pitched in Denver, but I think tonight he's going to find that his slider is going to have a way more bite on it than it did at Mile High.
First pitch on the way to Nootbaar is fouled back for strike 1, which is a good thing as long as you can control it. Right?
Yeah, I think that's why you want to throw a little bit early on so you kind of get the feel of everything. I mean, when it is hot and humid in St. Louis, and it is that tonight, it is a pitcher's dream.
The 0-1. Up and away, a fastball evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's a pitcher's ballpark. There's humidity in the air. It's hot. You have no problems getting loose. I used to love pitching in hot and humid days like this just because that breaking ball would have some snap on it.
2 on, 1 out. The right-hander brings it home, and the pitch misses up and away, and it's a 2 ball, 1 strike count on Lars Nootbaar. He tried to fire a split up there that time, but it floated up and away. So it's a 2 ball, 1 strike count on Nootbaar. 2 men are on with 1 out. 1-0 Cardinals in the first. Hunter Green brings it home, and it's a ground ball, the chance for 2. Arroyo to Ellie. To Sal in time double play. There it is, 4-6-3 inning-ending double play, but the Cardinals do get 1.
In the inner right field, Harry Walker in foul territory. And Walker doesn't know how many outs there were. Offerman will go to third.
Walker gave the ball to a fan.
He thought that was the 3rd out. I'm surprised Walker remembered to show up tonight.
Here's the funny part. He goes back to get it, though. That's what's funny.
It is a 1933 Gaudi Babe Ruth card. It is 8.5 PSA. It's graded higher than the one in the Smithsonian.
This card at one point came with a pack or a stick of chewing gum.
This card actually is almost a century old. It was bought for a penny.
So the fact that just the heritage of a card like this is now coming up almost 90 years later into an auction, it's a pretty special moment.
The first thing people realize is the history of Montgomery, and that history is real. So while that history is in the past, it also helps us move forward in a positive way.
Just like a lot of other of the 120 minor league teams, the baseball is not what we do, right? The Tampa Bay Rays do a phenomenal job of sending amazing athletes here, and we let them handle the baseball, and we handle everything outside the line.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Cardinals have a 1-0 lead as the Reds bat here in the second. Tyler Stevenson, Noelvi Marte, and T.J. Friedl are due to bat against the right-hander Andre Palante. The Cardinals have staked to a 1 unearned run lead. Cardinals cashing in on the early error by Ellie De La Cruz. So now Stevenson smoking hot and didn't do anything to cool off last night with 2 more hits. A double and an RBI for Stevenson in the game last night. Here's the first pitch to him. And he takes in the dirt outside. In fact, it was an RBI double that would have been a 2-run double, except the ball bounced up over the wall and went for a ground rule double, and the trailing runner had to stop at third. The Reds were unable to get him home. The 1-0 pitch. Stevenson, a wave and a miss and a slider down, and the count is even 1 ball, 1 strike. You and I were talking during the break. How do you attack a guy like Andre Palante? Do you want to try to let him get the ball up, or do you attack him a different way?
I really believe you want to get the ball down. He loves the fastball up and out of the zone. He actually pitches inside with his fastball more than any other pitcher in Major League Baseball, which is hard to believe because he's not overpowering, but he's not afraid to come in there. But when he gets ahead, that's when he teases outside the strike zone. That's where you don't want to chase.
It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Stevenson after the last pitch missed up and away. Now a wave and a miss and a slider down the heart of the plate, and the count is even 2-2.
I mean, he's pretty good. He's had 19 starts, and he's won 10 of them. So his career number's right around 500.
2 balls.
But definitely a contact pitcher.
2 strikes on Tyler Stevenson. Palante turns it loose, and just like you were talking about, he loves to come inside. He did right there.
I really believe, and I talked to a couple of younger Reds pitchers today in the clubhouse and said, hey, not giving you advice, but watch this guy pitching tonight and how he likes to come inside.
The 3-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Got him to swing right through a slider. And down on strikes, Tyler Stevenson. And Palante has 3 strikeouts through the first inning and a third.
And I really do believe the strikeout on the slider away was set up by that fastball in off the plate.
And it wasn't even off the plate, that slider. It was right on the outside corner. In fact, got a lot of the plate. It was just above the knees. Now Noelvi Marte with nobody on and 1 man out. Palante's back to the plate. First pitch to Noelvi Marte. And there's a bouncing ball headed to the left side. Cut off by the third baseman, Jordan. He'll throw in time to get Marte. 2-men are out. Let's pause for station identification on the Reds Radio Network. With Chris Welsh, I'm Tommy Thraw. Great to be with you from St. Louis. The Show Me State, right in the shadows of the Gateway Arch out beyond right center field. The first pitch to T.J. Friedl is a fastball taken high on the outside corner for ball 1. Palante's home with the 1-0 pitch to Friedl, and he takes up and away. Now it's a 2-ball, no-strike count. Have you ever been up in the arch? I assume you have.
Yes, a long time ago.
I don't think the elevator technology in that thing's changed since you were.
I don't think so either.
Here's the 2-0 pitch to T.J. Friedl, and it's in for a strike. 2-1.
I did get my prayers answered that day.
What,
the
you made it to
elevator
the
would
top?
not break while I was up there.
Yeah, it's a different type of ride.
Yeah.
2 balls, 1 strike on T.J. Friedl. Here's the wind and Palante's 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Now the count is even 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's been a little while since I've been up there, but
I mean, it's a magnificent structure. The whole archway park there is quite nice, and
it's a little ways from here, but it looks like it's just right there. That'd be about probably a 20-30 minute walk from where we are right now. Here's the 2-2 pitch to T.J. Friedl. And it's strike 3 call. Throws him fastball on the outside corner. Emil Jimenez with a delayed strike 3 called. No challenge.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grip, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
It's up to Gabby, 0 for 2. Up there in a 2-out RBI spot right here.
And Moreno drills it deep to left center. Gabriel Moreno. That's gone. 427 feet. It left the bat at 108. The 7th for Gabby. And it's 4-2 Diamondbacks.
That ball was absolutely crushed.
James McCann, the hitter, he has singled and walked. And McCann gets a hold of one. This one's on its way. And there's one more. 4 Diamondback home runs, and they lead at 7-2. 100 career home runs for the veteran James McCann.
One pitch, that ball is launched to left center field.
And here's Waldschmidt. Tawa on the move. Ryan Waldschmidt. There goes number 1 for Waldy. His first Major League home run, and it's 9-2.
Get the feeling it's not going to be his last.
and the Cincinnati Reds are teaming up to give you a home run deal. Right now, we're offering buy 2 windows, get 2 free. And for a limited time, Reds fans can get an additional $1,000 off a sunroom using promo code GOREDS. Call or schedule your free estimate online at championsavenow.com.
Mason Wynn leads it off for the Cardinals. First ball swinging, pounds one to the ground toward Arroyo, who charges the second baseman Fields and throws in time. And Mason Wynn is the first out here in the second. So nice play there by Edwin Arroyo on that slow bouncer. There's one out, and that'll bring Brian Torres up. Torres hitting .214, 4 homers, 10 RBIs. Probably always gets the warm fuzzies when he sees the Reds across the way because he made his major league debut against the Reds here in St. Louis back in May. And in his major league debut, he hit his first major league home run. He's hit .360. The pitch is in there for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 on Torres. Green back into his windup, the 0-1. And Torres swings and fouls it away. As Chris mentioned, the last start for Hunter Green was in Denver. He threw the ball real well there. Earned the win. Reds went on to win that game 9-6. Green, in fact, has the decision in each of his first 3 starts. And now a jam shot roller to the first baseman. Well off the bag is Sal Stewart to field it. He'll underhand to Hunter Green over to cover for the out. Play goes 3-1, 2 down. And a nice play by Sal Stewart. That's tough because you have to flip that ball back across your body.
Yeah, the key, of course, is to lead the pitcher before he gets to the bag so that he doesn't have to try to catch the ball and step on the bag at exactly the same time. That was well done.
It was a relatively close play at first base. It was actually really close. No panic, though, on either side. Here's Blaze Jordan. And Blaze Jordan watches the first pitch strike. The count is 0-1.
You know, Hunter gave up a couple of home runs in that last start in Colorado, but I'm kind of chalking that up to, you know, Rocky Mountain fever, if you want to call it that.
Swung on, fouled away to the right side, 0-2.
Hunter Goodman got one of them, and he was as hot as any hitter in baseball.
Yeah, it was one of those games. You give up 3 runs on 4 hits. You pitch 6 innings in Denver. That's a pretty good day.
Rockies would take it out of every one of their starters.
0-2. In the air to right. Going back in a hurry, Marte. He'll reach out, make the catch, drifting back toward the corner. That's a very quick 1-2-3 second inning.
Chris Sale's 10th start of the season was a beauty. He goes 7 innings, giving up just 1 run, and he is in line for his first win against the Marlins.
An outstanding outing tonight by Trey Savage. 6 innings, 2 hits, did not walk a batter, struck out 8, kept the Yankees off the scoreboard.
11 strikeouts from Kyle Harrison. Matching a career-long outing for Kyle Harrison and a dominant 2-hit shutout for the left-hander. Wow. Outman over. Outman with the dive! Superman hit-saving play by James Outman.
Ryan drops his glove on the mound and gives James Outman a standing ovation.
First pitch of the game, the pitcher hits it out. A living, breathing statue, Shohei Ohtani.
You just don't dare take your eyes off of him.
It's a walking history book.
It's ridiculous what he does.
And here's Will Smith, a chance to hand out a present on his birthday. Smith drills one, left center field. It is gone! Number 16, time and again in clutch time. Pitching change for the Diamondbacks after some birthday and bobblehead night magic from Will Smith. From down 1 to up 1.
Edwin Arroyo leads it off. 8-9-1. First pitch to Arroyo is taken low and inside for ball 1. Arroyo has hit safely now in 4 straight games. He's 5 for 12. A couple of walks in there as well. doesn't have any extra base hits in that span, but he's getting on base. Here's the 1-0. And Arroyo hits this on one very sharp hop, but fielded on the bounce by Weatherholt, the second baseman, reaching to his left and throwing time to get Arroyo. One gone in the third. One second baseman grounds out to another, and now Ke'Bryan Hayes. Hayes back in the lineup for the Reds again today. Hayes starting to maybe show some signs that perhaps the bat's coming around a little bit for him. An improvement from perhaps where it was before he went on the injured list. First pitch to Ke'Bryan Hayes is in there for a called strike. Palante back into his windup in the 0-1. Hayes skies this one high into the air. Right field foul territory. Burleson is out, but in comes the right fielder Jordan Walker to make the running catch in foul territory down the line. 2 men are out here in the third. When Ke'Bryan Hayes kind of gets the ball in the air like that, it's usually a bad sign. You'd much rather see him hit the line drives that he's been hitting at times here lately that have led to some hits. So with 2 outs, Ke'Bryan Hayes the second out in the inning. Ellie De La Cruz comes to the plate. Ellie grounded out at the second baseman his first time up. Palante's first pitch to Ellie is a fastball taken for a strike, 0-1.
This is always an interesting matchup with Ellie De La Cruz against a pitcher that likes to pitch inside. Ellie way off the plate. He's got a big long bat. He's got probably the biggest bat of anybody on the Reds ball club, a 35-inch 33 bat. 33-ounce bat, but he's off the plate. Pitchers try to get in there, but it's a hard spot to get.
The 0-1 pitch. Grounded right back up the middle, and that'll get into center field for a base hit. So Ellie's aboard with a 2-out single. That's the first hit of the night for the Reds.
Got a big looping over-the-hand curveball right there. Ellie stayed back on it.
That was a pitch that was over the inside corner, but like you were talking about, he stayed back and hit it right back through the middle.
You know, he hit that ball not nearly as hard as he hit the out in the first inning. Baseball can be very unfair.
Yeah, you're right about that. Sal Stewart up there with 1 on and 2 out. Palante to Sal. In the dirt outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count on Stewart with Ellie at first base. This is one of those situations where I'd like to see Ellie run. You have a hitter at the plate that is very capable of delivering a 2-out hit.
So he is running as well now as I've seen him run in a year.
He's got a pretty good lead over at first. Palante has the sign, readies. A high set, and Ellie will draw the throw, and he's back easily. And even with drawing the throw there, you could probably get it even a bigger lead, and then maybe you draw another throw, and then you've really got him.
I mean, I don't really think Palante's got much of a move.
Not at all. There he goes, and the pitch is swung on and fouled back. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Sal. Ellie will have to retreat to first, reset again. Taking his time getting back to the bag, De La Cruz. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 out. Cardinals up 1-0. We're in the third. And here's the 1-1 pitch. Ellie running on the previous pitch, not going here, and Sal hits it on the ground to the third baseman. Backing up, it's the third baseman, Jordan. He'll feed the short way to second, Weatherholt.
Chris Sale's 10th start of the season was a beauty. He goes 7 innings, giving up just 1 run, and he is in line for his first win against the Marlins.
An outstanding outing tonight by Trey Savage. 6 innings, 2 hits, did not walk a batter, struck out 8, kept the Yankees off the scoreboard.
11 strikeouts from Kyle Harrison.
Matching a career-long outing for Kyle Harrison and a dominant 2-hit shutout for the left-hander. Wow.
Outman over. Outman with the dive!
Superman hit-saving play by James Outman.
Ryan drops his glove on the mound and gives James Outman a standing ovation.
First pitch of the game, the pitcher hits it out. A living, breathing statue, Shohei Ohtani.
You just don't dare take your eyes off of him.
He's a walking history book.
It's ridiculous what he does.
Helps provide the peace of mind you need so you can be in the moment with the ones you love. Visit westernsouthern.com/rest assured to get started today.
Hey Reds fans, it's Dan Horde with another limited time flavor from Graeter's. Strawberry sorbet is here. Real strawberries, bright and refreshing. Now in scoop shops or shipped nationwide at Graeters.com. Taste the greatest.
Third inning, 1-0 Cardinals, and Hunter Green is back at it. First pitch on the way to Nathan Church is taken off the inside corner. 1-0 the count on Church. Good looking crowd on a Saturday evening here in St. Louis. The 1-0 pitch. Check swing by Church. He couldn't hold up and went around. Now leaving the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Of course, they're not packing them in here like they were when they were consistently winning 90 to 100 games. Swing and a miss by Nathan Church. Now Church behind the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Of course, by the Cardinals' accounts, they've had a little trouble getting fans in here for the last year or so. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Church. Blowing inside, the count is even 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, at least compared to what they have been used to.
Yeah, and that's the key.
You know, the one thing they do have in St. Louis that a lot of other ballparks and cities do not have, they've got a public train system that shuttles a lot of people to and from this ballpark.
2-2 is cut on and missed, and down on strikes, Nathan Church.
I mean, you can hop on the train here outside the ballpark and take you right to the airport. The other way, it'll take you all the way out into the suburbs. So you don't have to drive downtown, pay for parking, worry about all that stuff if you're a Cardinal fan. I think that's a huge advantage.
With 1 out, J.J. Weatherholt's at the plate. Weatherholt takes off the inside corner, slider down and in. The count is 1-0 on J.J. Weatherholt. Green staring in, now delivers. Weatherholt takes a fastball, called a ball. A little bit high, I guess, on the outside corner. Pretty good pitch there from Hunter Green, but he didn't get the call, and it's 2-0 now on J.J. Weatherholt. He's back into his windup in the 2-0, and he finds the outside corner this time with a good fastball near the top of the zone, about belt high for a strike, 2-1. Weatherholt reached on that ground ball that was a soft one hopper by the mound. Broke his bat, but Ellie couldn't field it. And the pitch is a slider over but low, and now Weatherholt's ahead in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Green's 3-1, and Weatherholt sends a long fly ball left field. It's well hit and deep. Back goes Blade. Near the wall, though, he's got room to make the catch. And that's the 2nd out here in the 3rd inning.
Wrong ballpark.
If this were a home game for the Reds, it'd be 2-0 Cardinals at the moment. Fortunately, the Reds are on the road, so it's still 1-0. Here is Jordan Walker. Walker hit a little floater into shallow left for a base hit. His first time up. Now Green's pitch to him, and Walker sends it into seats foul down the right field line. 0-1 on Jordan Walker. Walker singling in the first and That advanced Weatherholt to second so that he could score on the Alec Burleson base hit. Couldn't believe it that the 0-1 pitch. Walker swings, lines this past Ellie. That's in the left center field base hit. A little more Jordan Walker-like hit there. He's going to try for second. Here comes Blede's throw into second base, and it's offline from the Reds left fielder. Good hustle by Jordan Walker. He's got himself a 2-out double. 23rd double of the year.
Sorry, he was thinking double right out of the batter's box. That's a really nice level swing by Jordan Walker. Something we haven't seen at all in the last couple of seasons. And he hustles himself into second base. That's a little bit of leadership right there on the part of Jordan Walker. I mean, you can rah-rah all you want, but when you see your biggest guy on your ball club, who just won the home run hitting contest, legging out a double, that tends to pick the whole team up.
He's standing down at second right now with 2 away. Alec Burleson's up with runner in scoring position. Burleson singled home the Cardinals' first run, and he gets low bridge by Hunter. Fastball at 98 up near his chin. 1-0 on Burleson. I would be careful with this guy. He is the Cardinals' hottest hitter right now. 320 in his last 13 games, 16 for 50, a home run, 5 doubles. The 1-0. Burleson takes a fastball up and away, and it's 2-ball, no strike count. And the reason that that's so noteworthy is because there aren't many other hitters in this Cardinal lineup right now that are swinging the bat well. In fact, the Cardinals as a team are not hitting a lick.
Yeah, he's really one of the better breaking ball hitters in this lineup, and that's one thing the Hunter likes to feed in there.
2-0 pitch is a check swing on a high slider. It's 3-0. So Green is being very careful with Burleson. In addition to all that, he's also left-handed, and you have the right-handed hitting Ivan Herrera waiting on deck. So Green kind of looking like he wants nothing to do with Burleson at the moment. 3-0 pitch, and Burleson does take a strike. He shaves the outside corner of the fastball. It's 3-1. Burleson hands held high, kind of pumping that left elbow back, and the pick, check swing on a pitch down and in on the slider. He tried to check, but they ask at third, and Mike Malinsky up with the right fist saying he wins. Down full 3-2. Yeah, he did. 3 balls, 2 strikes, runner at second, 2 outs. Green back in the count. Here's the payoff pitch to Burleson. And a swing and a miss. Got him with the slider down. Burleson slams the bat, spikes the helmet, and the Cardinals strand a run at second. We go to the 4th inning.
The captain, Derek Sanderson Jeter, is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits, the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them like they do the batting gloves?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
He's just the second player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Boggs would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,000th 131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Deep center. Edmonds going back. The ball is going long. 3-run home run. Bowman shot. The Jays on the board first. In one swing, Bobershek makes it 3-0 and chases Shohei Ohtani from Game 7. Breaking ball, and he was all over.
Still trying to figure out a way to solve Andre Palante. Right-hander goes back to work here in the 4th inning. J.J. Bleday set to lead things off. It's Bleday, Suarez, and Stevenson. If anybody gets on, Noelvi Marte against the right-hander Palante. And here he comes, the first pitch to J.J. Bleday. He swings, hits it sharply, but just foul down the first base line. Hit it right on the line, and it was very close when it went over the second base bag, but it's ruled a foul ball. 0-1 on Bleday. Otherwise, he was flirting with extra bases right there. Palante's 0-1 pitch. And Bleday takes up and away. That evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. He was the Reds' first base runner tonight when he walked with 2 outs in the first inning. Reds trying to get their leadoff man on here in the 4th for the first time. And Palante is 1-1 to J.J. Bleday. He swings and he lines this one out toward right center field. It's down for a base hit. Jordan Walker looking into the sun, shading his eyes as he went over to track that down, but plays it on a couple of bounces, and the Reds do have their leadoff man on here in the 4th as we pause for station identification on the Reds Radio Network. Eugenio Suarez at the plate with a runner at first and nobody out. Swings the first pitch, fouls it back, strike 1. Tied Eric Davis last night for 10th on the Reds' all-time list with his 203rd career home run in a Reds uniform. He's having a nice July. He's belted 6 home runs this month, 6 of his 14. The 0-1. And Suarez takes a look at the strike at the knees.
Interesting, really, how Suarez and Eric Davis can be so similar and so different.
Yeah.
I mean, the number of extra base hits, the home runs, and then you start talking about the defensive ability of Eric Davis and the 250 stolen bases that he had.
The 0-2. Bleday started, stopped, and now the pitch in the dirt blocked by Herrera. He plays it off his chest protector. The count's 1-2 on Eugenio Suarez.
If you're wondering, Suarez does have 25.
Almost there. But yeah, you look at those offensive numbers, they're incredibly parallel, but very, very different players. Nobody's going to look at Eugenio Suarez and think Eric Davis. 1-2 on Suarez. Here it comes. And he lays off the slider down and away. The count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, he did resemble Eric Davis a lot more when he came over from Detroit, and the very first time the Reds grabbed him. He was a shortstop, very thin. He moved well, was a very good defender for a few years.
Picked a first runner back.
Eventually they moved him over to third base, and he became more of a home run body.
I always feel like players, when they make that move, they kind of grow into their position a little bit. 2-2. There goes the runner. The pitch is a strike called. Suarez down on strikes. The throw to second, not in time to get Bleday, so stolen base for J.J. Bleday. Suarez is down on strikes. 6th stolen base of the year for Bleday.
Well, Suarez knew it. It was one of those curveballs that he chased the curveball the first time up. This time he took it. It was right on the outside corner. But it was a good pitch for Bleday to run on.
5th strikeout of the game for Palante. Now Tyler Stevenson. He takes in too tight for ball 1, 1-0. 4th inning is brought to you by Four Roses Bourbon. Four Roses, the mellow, balanced Kentucky classic that's crafted for those home run moments. Proud sponsor of the BCL Press Club. Presented by Four Roses Bourbon. Enjoy responsibly. The 1-0 to Tyler Stevenson, swinging a tap foul right at home plate. Well, this is a great chance for the Reds here. You've got your hottest hitter at the plate at the moment in a run-scoring opportunity. Well, you'd love to see Tyler Stevenson put one out there somewhere and get that run home from second. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Instead, time called. Stevenson bends down, grabs a handful of dirt, rubs his hands together. The 1-1. Swinging a ground ball right to the shortstop. Mason Wynn will glove it, moving to his left, and he throws in time to get Stevenson. Blade has to hold at second base. And now 2 men are out.
Now, Noelvi Marte's the batter, and he's the guy that really needs to realize, probably more than anything else in the way he approaches batting, what the pitcher is trying to do. And Palante is going to come in off the plate with the fastball and go down and away with the breaking ball. They've been doing it for 150 years. And it's time for Marte to figure that out ahead of time, and instead of being one pitch behind the pitcher, be one pitch ahead.
First pitch to Noelvi Marte, and a wave and a miss, and a breaking ball down and away, strike one.
It's just like he made his mind up he was going to swing at that pitch no matter what.
0-1 on Marte. Here's Palante to the plate with the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a little broken bat flare, left side, caught by Mason Wynn on the backhand behind the third baseman Jordan, who's trying to make a leaping catch.
Schlittler, 25 years old. He spent the season until June in Double-A last year, then moved up to Triple-A, and he was called up to the Yankees on July 9th, and what a difference he made. Swing and a miss. Gets him on the sinker. Swing and a miss. That's the sinker. 4 strikeouts in a row, 8 on the game.
The captain, Derek Sanderson Jeter, is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits, the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them like they do the batting glove?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
He's just the second player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Boggs would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,000th 131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
This month, AE Door and Window takes up to 15% off Provia entry doors and Clopay garage doors, to 20% off Pella and Provia windows, and up to $150 off LiftMaster openers, plus 0 down, 0 interest for 2 years. AE Door sells the best, services the rest, and celebrates America.
Reds are on the wrong side of a 1-0 score. Cardinals bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning, checking on Matt McClain, who's on his rehab assignment, second day of that, down with AAA Louisville. He's already got a couple of doubles down there and 3 hits. Swinging a line drive to center. Here comes T.J. Friedl, goes into a slide to make the catch, retiring Ivan Herrera. And there's one quickly gone in the 4th inning. Let's look at today's Reds Hall of Fame and Museum trivia question of the game. Did we ever answer the question last night?
I don't believe we did.
Well, we should probably do that first then, shouldn't we?
I think I said Dave Burba, right?
Did we answer it? I can't remember. If I can't remember, odds are we didn't do it. Oh, let's be honest. Is that really a good judge if I remember or not? Here's Lars Nootbaar. The pitch is up and away for ball. 1-0 on Lars Nootbaar. The thing doesn't want to work for me right now, so. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that's taken for a strike. The question was, who was the Reds' opening day starter in 2020? That was the COVID year, which I don't have to remind anybody of that. The pitch is swung on and fouled to the left side. Dave Burba was not one of the answers.
Okay.
So, and it won't load. So,
experiencing. Verba was way before that.
Yeah, we're experiencing what we like to call technical difficulties with the trivia question right now.
Well, you are Mr. Electronic. I mean, I'm looking over at you now. You've got 2 iPads, a computer, a phone.
Yeah. The pitch is off the inside corner. Trying to conserve paper over here. I think I'm doing a pretty good job of that.
All you need is an Apple Watch and a Fitbit. You'd be all set.
You know, I don't have an Apple Watch because there's already
I can't believe it.
Too much technology in my life. The 2-2 pitch is off the inside corner. I've got the technology I need that works for my life. I don't need any more. I've got plenty here. All right, the question was last night. I don't think we ever did answer this. Because last night was opening day 2020. Swung on, hit in the air, foul down the left field line. J.J. Blede's over to have a look, but that's into the seats foul. Still 3-2 on Lars Nootbaar, who was the starting and winning pitcher for the Reds in that 2020 opener. Luis Castillo, Sonny Gray, or Tyler Mahle. I said Sonny Gray. I think you said Luis Castillo.
I did.
No, you said Tyler Mahle.
I said Mahle, yeah. I'm going to stay with Mahle.
Okay. Here's the pitch. And Nootbaar skies this 3-2 high into short center. Out goes Ellie, calling for it. He's there. He's got it. And that's the second out. The actual answer was B, Sonny Gray. He allowed 3 hits, 1 earned, and struck out 9. The Reds win. Kicked off that 60-game 2020 regular season. I actually think I knew that answer. I believe I read something about that at some point yesterday. That was a long time ago. I can't remember what I read yesterday.
I don't feel nearly as bad about missing yesterday's question today.
It's funny how that happens, isn't it? Here's today's question today. Pitch is off the inside corner for ball 1. It's more on this date trivia. So this one, on this date in 1978, Pete Rose broke the modern National League record for a single season hitting streak when he collected 3 hits in the Reds game against the Mets at Shea Stadium. How many consecutive games did Rose have to collect a hit in to break the previous record? Swinging a...
And there's a shot into left field. Stanton on his way around to score, and the Yankees are on the board. First, it's 1-0 New York. Bouncer headed up the middle, and that's going to get through and drive in a couple of runs. Cranked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wills around. Plays to third. 5-0 New York. Another one head for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the 3rd straight hit to open the 5th inning. Chopper for Jazz, hot shot, and he makes the catch. That got on there on a line, and he's telling Jose Caballero, did you see that? I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings with 2 or fewer hits and no runs allowed.
No, that's a different kind of historical vibe.
DOMO having a laugh over there. Ortiz went flying into that bag, and he got a big laugh right there. You saw him.
There you see the power in his swing. Just
he had no idea where it went.
The beauty of being outside, wildlife doesn't care that there's a baseball game going on. We've got some raccoons on the field.
Yes!
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Still 1-0 in favor of the Cardinals. Reds bat here in the 5th inning. First pitch on the way to T.J. Friedl. Tries to bunt at it, but missed as he runs up into the box. Drops the bat head, but maybe tipped that into the mid of the catcher, Ivan Herrera. 0-1 though, the count on T.J. Friedl. Reds with 2 hits tonight. The Cardinals have just 3 against Hunter Green. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Friedl. And it's down too low with a breaking ball. That'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. So how many consecutive games did Rose have to collect a hit in to break the previous hit streak record in the National League? A, 44, B, 40, C, 38.
A, 44.
The 1-1. Friedel fouls that away. You knew that instantly.
I think we were talking about Eric Davis earlier, that he was number 44. So I'm kind of sticking with that number tonight.
I thought Pete's hit streak ended at 44. Did it not? How many games did he end up hitting in? Do you remember? 1 ball, 2 strikes on T.J. Friedel.
Well, the National League record in hit streak.
Yeah, pitches up and away.
You're right. I
thought he hit in 44 straight games when he snapped it.
He did, and so I misread the question or misheard it.
So I think he broke it at like 38 or 40.
Yeah, I want to say 38. He broke it at 38.
Okay, I'm going to say that too. C, 38. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes, T.J. Friedel. So if I'm leading you astray here, I apologize, but that's what I'm going with.
Wouldn't be the first time I've gone down the wrong road.
I wouldn't, but that's all right. Usually ends up being a good time, one way or the other.
As long as it circles back.
That's right. Sometimes that road's a little more windy than others. 1 out. Here is Edwin Arroyo. First pitch on the way to Arroyo. A wave and a miss. Breaking ball from Palante down and in. The count is 0-1.
Yeah, Palante really mixing it up right now. First time through the order, he was throwing a lot of first pitch fastballs. Now he's throwing a lot of first pitch breaking balls.
The 0-1. Arroyo takes in the dirt outside. That'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike on Edwin Arroyo.
I really do believe that Arroyo, the smaller he thinks, the more compact his approach, the better hitter he will be. Doesn't mean you have to slow your swing down, but just kind of bring it in a little bit. Be more efficient to the ball.
The 1-1 pitch to Edwin Arroyo. He swings, whacks one in the air to center. Shallow left center, actually. On his Church, but it'll be Nootbaar coming over from left field to make a very shallow catch in left center. Arroyo is the second out here in the 5th inning. Brings up Key Brian Hayes. Western and Southern Financial Group helps families build a stronger future. That's why they've welcomed Till Financial into their family of companies, helping parents raise smarter spenders and savers with financial tools built for kids. Visit tillfinancial.com to learn more. Key Brian Hayes takes down too low for ball 1. 1-0. Key Brian flew out in foul territory to the right fielder his first time up. Palante's 1-0 pitch to Key Brian Hayes. Swing and a miss. Chris, did you fancy yourself more as a ground ball pitcher or more of a fly ball pitcher?
Oh, I was definitely a ground ball pitcher. I stayed down around the knees or below the knees, right on the outside corner just about all the time.
What did you find when hitters would try to elevate against you? Pitch?
That the pitches that they would elevate would be my mistake pitches. And there were a couple of guys that were had golf type swings, but I think for the most part, pitchers back in those days, most everybody tried to pitch down. And we didn't really know much about that high four-seam fastball.
2-1, good slider, and Hayes waves right through it over the outside half of the plate, maybe off.
In fact, I remember when I first got a really good look at Jeff Brantley, I'm like, you know what? Here's a guy who's not as tall as a lot of pitchers. He throws from a low arm slot, and he's got great backspin, and he can pitch up in the zone. And probably every time he tried to pitch down, he got whacked. But he was up, he was good.
Speaking of whacked, Hayes whacks one right at the left fielder, though. A hard line drive.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
The newfangled idea of the time was night games, and teams thought that the shiny material of satin would reflect the stadium lights better. But satin comes with all kinds of issues. Despite all its drawbacks, this shiny material really does create a show-stopping jersey.
They flipped with the glove. That was not a good idea.
All he needed to do was try to get the lead guy by giving him a nice easy feed.
No, stay on your feet. No. I thought he was going to stay on his feet.
Uh-oh. The Goose did not know that the game was starting. Maybe the Goose thought it was 6:45 first pitch time.
Oh, man, off the glove and off the dome. He's saying, oh, man, what happened? It's a moment that he'll never forget, and that'll be on the blooper everywhere.
Promo West Productions and Michelob Ultra present Todd Rundgren, August 15th at Megacorp Pavilion. Tickets on sale now at AXS.com. For more information, visit PromoWestLive.com. Don't miss Todd Rundgren, August 15th at Megacorp Pavilion.
St. Louis, 1-0 Cardinals. They scored their one run back in the first. It was an unearned run. Leadoff man reached on an error by Ellie, and then they were able to get that run across. They haven't scored since. 0-1 on Torres. Hunter has struck out 3 so far in this game, allowing just 3 hits. But 2 of them were in that opening frame. He's retired the Cardinals in order twice. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Torres. The 1-1 is lifted in the air. Medium depth left center. TJ Friedl fading that way from center to make the catch, and there's 1 gone in the 5th inning.
You know, Hunter has gotten to the point, I think, in his major league career where he really understands his delivery. He's in great shape. He understands the timing of pitching and what his delivery needs to do to get it, as efficient as it can be. And it's like watching him play catch with the catcher right now. I mean, he is just nice and easy, and it's coming out of there in the high 90s.
Fires the first pitch fastball over the outside corner for a called strike, and it's 0-1. And you can really tell that he's not trying to throw every fastball as hard as he possibly can. The 0-1. And he just does miss off the outside corner. I mean, there were 2 miles an hour of separation between the first pitch of this at bat and the second pitch.
I mean, his fastball strike rate is almost 80%.
Swing and a miss.
So there aren't all that many pitchers out there that are that confident in filling up the strike zone with a fastball. I mean, we've seen a lot of young pitchers come up out of Louisville this year throwing nearly 100 miles an hour and afraid to throw the ball over.
1-2. Hit on the ground to the second baseman. Arroyo moving to his left. Fields throws. 2 down. Very quickly 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Blaze Jordan quickly erased.
And Hunter tonight only has 3 strikeouts, which is a little bit low, for his normal game. But I think it's a nice gesture of him being a little democratic and letting his fielders get involved tonight.
Making it a team game tonight.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Nathan Church is up there. Church struck out, one of those 3 strikeouts. The pitch, swing and a miss. First pitch slider, strike 1. At Kroger, an annual Boost membership saves you up to $1,100 a year with double fuel points, unlimited free delivery, and member-exclusive savings. Sign up today at Kroger.com/boost. The 0-1. In the air, popped up. High on the infield left side. Here comes Key Brian Hayes into foul territory to make the catch. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Hunter Green. He's retired.
And there's a shot into left field. Stanton on his way around to score. The Yankees are on the board. First, it's 1-0 New York. Bouncer headed up the middle, and that's going to get through and drive in a couple of runs. Cranked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wills around. Plays to third. 5-0 New York. Another one head for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the 3rd straight hit to open the 5th inning. Chopper for Jazz, hot shot, and he makes the catch. That got on there on a line, and he's telling Jose Caballero, did you see that? I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings with 2 or fewer hits and no runs allowed.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Elly De La Cruz leads off the Reds' 6th inning. Second time tonight that he's been up there to lead off an inning. Did get a base hit. In fact, the Reds' first hit back in the third, but it was a 2-out hit. He got stranded at second. First pitch is up and away for ball one to Elly De La Cruz. 1-0 on Elly.
I think this is the kind of matchup that Palante looks in there and thinks, you know what, I don't have to get him out. I've got to give him the best opportunity for him to get himself out.
The 1-0 pitch to De La Cruz, way off the inside corner. It's 2-0.
And really that means making a good pitch, probably way in on the corner with a breaking ball. That's one spot where right-handed pitchers like to get it on Elly.
The 2-0 pitch. And a breaking ball spins in there for a called strike, and it's 2-1. They have a sponsorship sign out in center field that is kind of stuck. It's part of the center field batter's eye. It goes black during the inning. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Now the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But then it's a bright yellow sign with black lettering in between innings. Well, some of the yellow and black lettering is still faintly showing through the sign. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And Elly watches a breaking ball spin into the dirt. I got to believe that it's probably not too terribly distracting for the hitters. Otherwise, they would try to fix that. Here in this inning, it's one of those, it's kind of an old school sign because it's one of those that changes manually. It's not a digital sign here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The right-hander into his windup. Payoff pitch. Palante spins a breaking ball that stays in there for strike 3. And Elly caught watching. Andre Palante is the one that's racking up the strikeouts tonight. That's his 7th.
Boy, that is a pitcher's pitch right there for Palante. Big curveball came right over the top. Elly thought it was going to be too high, and it dropped right in there at the top of the zone.
Jelly-legged him.
Well, you know that you don't see too many big over-the-top curveballs like that anymore.
No. Now Sal Stewart. Palante, the drop-step kick and pitch. Off the outside corner. I always hear you talk about the old Iron Mike pitching machines, and that's kind of the way Palante pitches.
You know, but I would say to that, why don't you see more of those? It doesn't take anything off your arm. They're easy to throw.
The 1-0. Down and away, 2-0 on Sal Stewart.
They're way slower than your fastball, so the hitter has a big differential that he's got to adjust to. I think that, the more we learn about pitching, the more we try to cram everybody into a small box.
Right. The 2-0 pitch to Sal Stewart. On the ground, left side, third baseman scoops. Jordan's throw to first right on the money to get Sal Stewart. And there are 2 outs here in the 6th inning. If you're listening tonight on Car Truck Radio, please remember to buckle your safety belt. This message brought to you by the Ohio Department of Public Safety. If you're not buckled up, what's holding you back? I always think it's important to remember some things that work for certain pitchers don't work for other guys. Here is J.J. Bleday. Like the overhand curveball, I think that's a good example like we're talking about. Here's the pitch to J.J. Bleday. There's the overhand curve, and it misses too high for ball 1. If you're a three-quarter arm slot, it's a little harder to throw that pitch,
Of course, you're throwing a sidearm curveball then, right?
1 ball, no strikes on J.J. Bleday. Here's the 1-0. And the pitch is a strike on the outside corner. And it's not just arm slot, but hand position when you actually release the ball plays a factor.
And I think there's something to having guys that would build different looks out there.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, I think that's one of the things that can be one of the best assets for a bullpen. Ground ball, foul, first base side.
which leads me to wonder why there aren't more sidearm and submariners becoming, because hitters never practice batting practice off a guy that throws a submarine ball.
No. And the other thing is, you never see him.
Right.
So how can you practice hitting that when you never see it? I don't think there are any true submariners in the game right now, are there? The 1-2 down and away. I mean, Chad Bradford comes to mind as one of the most recent.
Probably Tyler Rogers.
Tyler Rogers.
Yeah.
Yep, he would factor into that.
But Bradford, you're right. He used to kind of scrape his knuckles on the mound, huh?
2-0 on J.J. Bleday, the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball just foul down the first base line. I mean, it worked out pretty good for Dennis Eckersley.
Yeah.
Dan Quisenberry, another guy.
Yeah. I do know that the Tampa Bay Rays had a knuckleball lab for a while.
Mm-hmm.
For years, they recruited some guys, and they were trying to teach them knuckleballs, but I think that has long since been closed up.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to J.J. Bleday. He swings, sends this down the left field line, twisting toward the seats. That's out of play.
I always kind of laugh when I say, well, we have a pitching lab. And you go into the building, and it's a mound and a bunch of dirt and a home plate.
Here's our lab.
This is the biggest. This is not like the lab I thought it would look like.
Where are the guys walking around in their
with white coats?
Here's the 2-2. J.J. Bleday takes two high. There's not a hazmat suit to be found in here. How do you call this a lab?
It's like a storage shed.
3 balls, 2 strikes on J.J. Bleday. Nobody on, 2 men are out. Right-hander Palante's back home with a 3-2 pitch. Bleday lifts one in the air, shallow center on his church. He will get there to make the catch. And again, the Reds are up and down in order. Palante's now retired 9 straight. I'd say both of these starters are starting to settle in a little bit.
Grounded toward first. Vladdy snatches it on the line, spins, throws a strike to Bieber, covering the back for the out. Got that on the shoestring and spun like a shortstop up the middle.
A swing and a little flare into shallow left. Coming hard. Diving is caught. He made another great catch. Well, that's how you win 4 straight Gold Gloves.
Rolled over the mound up the middle. Clement slides to pick it up. Spins as he comes up from the turf and throws to first to get the out. A Gold Glove caliber play up the middle from Ernie Clement.
Chris Sale, excellent as always. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts. All 11 of those swinging.
An immaculate 4th inning for Gavin Williams. 9 pitches, 9 strikes. And strikes out the side.
He could be on another planet the way he just pitched. How about 9 pitches and he strikes out the side? You can't do it any better than that.
The people are welcoming, they're loving, they're caring. So if you're looking for a familial feel, definitely Asheville.
It's Asheville. That's all you got to say.
Yeah. They're excited to be back and back on their feet, so it's been awesome to see the rebuild.
Winning or losing, like everybody's there having a good time rooting us on, so I've always enjoyed that the whole year.
You play here at the tourist park and you feel like you're back in the old days playing real baseball.
Nestled right into the mountains there.
That's right on a cliff.
Now in scoop shops or shipped nationwide at Graders.com. Taste the greatest.
Well, you got Andre Palante, who's retired 9 straight. Hunter Green, who's retired 7 straight. So it's 1-0 Cardinals. J.J. Weatherholt takes a first pitch strike and now watches a split finger miss low. The count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike on J.J. Weatherholt. Top of the order for the Cardinals here in the 6th. The lone Cardinal run, the only run of the game, was an unearned run back in the first inning. And now Weatherholt takes a fastball low for ball 2. 2 balls.
Yeah, you know, when that unearned run scores in the first inning, it just seems so innocent.
Right.
All of a sudden now you're, 3/4 of the way through the ball game, you're thinking, uh-oh, we got to get a run here.
And Weatherholt takes ball 3, a fastball that sings down and in. We're starting to see Hunter use that sinker a little bit more, which we've never seen him use in the past.
Hunter did not like that call. He thought that was right there, and I'm not sure he's allowed to make a request for an ABS.
Probably best. It appeared to be in, but he misses way inside here for ball 4. Hunter showing a little emotion for the first time. Kind of turned his back to home plate, frustrated himself more than anything there, and he missed badly with that pitch. So a walk to J.J. Weatherholt begins the Cardinals' 6th inning, and now Jordan Walker comes up. Walker has clipped him for a couple of hits tonight.
Well, you are right about Hunter beginning to use that two-seamer. It gives him a little different shape on the fastball. I think it's a great addition.
First pitch to Walker. A wave and a miss, and a slider down and away, and the count is 0-1. And I don't get the sense that hitters are able to differentiate the spin on a four-seamer from a two-seamer, are they?
Well, no, they're not. I mean, it looks the same coming out of your hand. Remember, you have 1/5 of a second to make your mind up whether you're going to swing or not. So what you're trying to think is that, it's a fastball line inner part of the plate. You're just getting used to his fastball. Now you're showing him a different shape. That's a big advantage for a pitcher.
0-1. And the pitch is just off the outside corner of that slider. The count evens at 1 strike. The Reds and Avocados from Peru have teamed up to give you a chance to win a new 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR or a Reds VIP experience. To enter, you need to register at reds.com/AvoReds. That one right on the knuckles of Walker. Tyler Stevenson back near the screen will make the catch on that pop-up. And that's the first out here in the 6th inning. You also have to follow Avos from Peru on Instagram to register for your chance to win. One out here in the 6th inning, and now Alec Burleson, the batter. Burleson is singled, struck out. Batting now for the 3rd time. Green's first pitch to Burleson. Swung on and lined to right. That's down for a hit in front of Marte. And up to second base is J.J. Weatherholt. So a walk and a base hit. Burleson is on, and now the Cardinals have a little something brewing here in the 6th inning. Hunter's pitch count's in great shape right now. Terry Francona even talked about it in the pregame.
Burleson had made his mind up. He was hacking at that first pitch no matter what. The ball was up around his chin.
Let's pause for station identification on the Reds Radio Network. With Chris Welsh, I'm Tommy Thrall. Busch Stadium, St. Louis. 2 on, 1 out. Hunter Green goes to work against Ivan Herrera now. But I was talking about his pitch count, 70 pitches. He's in fine shape. Terry Francona, what he talked about in the pregame today was you can just let him go. Here's the first pitch to Herrera. It's in for a strike. The count is 0-1. You don't really have to worry as much about the pitch count now that this is his 4th start back. As long as he's throwing the ball well, it's coming out great. He looks good. Leave him out there. That's where he's at right now, but he's in a little trouble. The 0-1. Ripped down the left field line by Herrera. It's a fair ball into the corner. Extra bases. This will score Weatherholt. Burleson on his horse being waved around. He will score, and it is a 2-run double in the left field corner for Ivan Herrera.
Well, Herrera hit a sharp line drive right to center field his last time out. And he hit this one especially hard, but down the left field line. And then it got hung up in the corner a little bit. It took a while for J.J. Bleday to get it out, and that's what enabled the second runner to come all the way around. Burleson scores from first.
This is the 3rd time through for the Cardinals now against Hunter. And you wonder if maybe that's part of the factor. They've seen him a couple of times now. The pitch in there for a called strike, 0-1. Of course, the Reds are on their 3rd time through against Palante, but that hadn't seemed to help the Reds yet to this point.
Well, you're in a 1-0 ball game. Walking the leadoff hitter does not help.
No. Here's the 0-1. And Lars Nootbaar takes a split off the outside corner. It's a 1-1 strike count on Lars Nootbaar.
And I really believe that when you walk a batter, I mean, he's on top of his game tonight, Hunter is. And when you walk a leadoff batter in a tight ball game, it's a mental breakdown.
Swung on, fouled back, left side.
That you just lose your concentration a little bit. And that's one thing the pitch clock does not allow the pitchers really to do, is to kind of go to a 2-0 count and then gather yourself. you got to get right back on the mound. I really do believe that MLB should allow pitchers to have at least one timeout in an inning, maybe even 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Nootbaar. Green's pitch. Nootbaar takes in off the plate. What you are seeing pitchers do more frequently now is go for the walk off the back of the mound before they get the ball back, because the clock doesn't restart until you're on top of the mound with the ball in your glove. So that is kind of a loophole that more and more pitchers are starting to expose. 2-2 is down too low. Check swing, didn't go. So umpires don't mind if you use that in those situations where maybe you need it. But when you do it every time, that's when the umpires will start to get a little uneasy about it, and they'll probably start to issue a warning and eventually ding you.
Well, the league will get on the umpires, and the umpires will get on the pitchers.
Bingo. 3-2. Ball 4. And Tyler Stevenson wants to challenge that fastball that was called ball 4. It was near the top of the zone, right on the outside corner. Our attention turns to the board and right. It was high. So it is the second walk issued by Green this inning alone. He hadn't walked anybody until the 6th, and now he's walked 2. The Cardinals have runners at first and second base with 1 out. And here's Mason Wynn. Kind of wonder if maybe this might be a good time for Matt Tracy to go out there and try to give Hunter Green a little bit of a breather.
I agree.
Still nothing happening in the Reds bullpen. First pitch to Wynn. Strike on the outside corner. 0-1 on Wynn. Wynn is grounded out at the second baseman and also flied out to right. Now they'll begin to stir out in that Reds bullpen. Green's 0-1 pitch is fouled off to the right side, and now Mason Wynn down to the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Or as they show on the Busch Stadium scoreboard here, a 4-ball, 2-strike count. They're hard to come by. 0-2 the count on Mason Wynn. 2 on, 1 out. Green would love a double play. He's already got one of them turned behind him tonight. The right-hander readies from the belt. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And there's a little flare into right field on a line. Down on a bounce in front of Marte for a base hit. The runner will hold at third. Herrera on the single to right by Mason Wynn. The only out of the inning so far is Jordan Walker's pop-up to Tyler Stevenson behind home plate, and here comes Reds acting pitching coach Matt Tracy.
Well, it's almost like the Cardinals flipped the switch and decided to start hitting. I mean, Green could not have had an easier last 3 innings than he had, and he gets out here. You know, you walk the first batter, I hate to say it, but it does present kind of a negative energy to the whole inning when that happens.
Well, I also think, too, that you kind of give the offense a chance. It wakes up the offense a little bit, as if they now finally feel like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
So Matt Tracy out there paying Hunter Green a visit. Bases are loaded. 1 out in the 6th. 2 runs already home for the Cardinals, and they lead it 3-0. Let's take a look at the answer to our trivia question while we have a moment. The question was, on this date in 1978, Pete Rose broke the modern National League record for a single-season hitting streak when he collected 3 hits in the Reds game against the Mets at Shea Stadium. How many consecutive games did Rose have to collect a hit in to break the previous record? We both said C38. The pitch, swing and a miss, underwater swing from Torres. The count is 0-1 on Brian Torres. Other options were B40, A44. So let's see. You want to stick with C?
I'm going to go to 40.
Oh, you're going to go to B40. I think it might be 40. You have insider information.
No, I don't. I have not looked it up.
0-1 swing and a line drive base hit right field. Herrera's home, station to station for the Cardinals. He's the only one that'll score. Everybody else up 90 feet on the RBI single by Torres. 4-0 Cardinals, still only 1 out.
Okay, this is the craziest inning I think I've ever seen Hunter Green pitch. The guy was breezing right up and down through the lineup. Now every high fastball he has thrown in this inning has been whacked right on the sweet spot.
And now Blaze Jordan. And now you're getting into a point where you've got to get somebody up in a hurry in that Reds bullpen. Right now it's Sam Maul. You have a left-hander on deck. The pitch to Blaze Jordan. A wave and a miss and a split down. Strike 1.
I mean, at this point, you're just trying to stop the bleeding.
So if the record was 39, then he would have needed 40 to break the record.
Correct. Is that the answer?
0-1, swung on, fouled back. I think it is 40. I'm going to say B, 40. Changing my answer also. C, 38. Rose set a new National League mark when he hit his 38th consecutive game, breaking the previous record that had been set by Boston Braves Tommy Holmes in 1945. 0-2 on Blaze Jordan. Fastball in too tight. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Why would you ever listen to me on any trivia question?
It's a great question. I'm going to go to bed asking
on the internet that I may be the worst ever.
I'm going to go to bed asking myself that same question. 1-2. Swung on, fouled back, out of play. Still a ball and 2 strikes on Blaze Jordan. Well, because the question wasn't what was the old record, it was how many hits did he need to break the old record, not tie it.
Okay.
And that's what, when I reread that, I thought, ooh, I think they're trying to get tricky. The 1-2. Swung on, fouled back. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Bases loaded with 1 out. The actual record, by the way, is 45. The 1-2 pitch. Bouncing ball, fair. Down the first base line. 1 run home. 2 runs will score. Around to third base goes Torres. Blaze Jordan just punched it right through the hole between Sal Stewart and the first base line. And that's going to be it for Hunter Green. Harry Francona's out of the dugout. 6 straight have reached against Green here in the 6th inning. The Cardinals have scored 5 and lead it 6-0. Reds have made a Wilbur's Mustard pitching change. Wilbur's Mustard, let's put some mustard on it. Tell you about the...
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way, with real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
The people are welcoming, they're loving, they're caring. So if you're looking for a familial feel, definitely Asheville.
It's Asheville. That's all you got to say.
They're excited to be back and back on their feet, so it's been awesome to see the rebuild.
Winning or losing, like everybody's there having a good time rooting us on. So I've always enjoyed that the whole year.
You play here at the tourist park and you feel like you're back in the old days playing real baseball.
Nestled right into the mountains there.
That's right on a cliff.
Cincinnati Children's Primary Care, partners you can count on.
With Terry Francona making the change out there, he goes to the bullpen. He brings in left-hander Sam Maul. And boy, what an odd inning for Hunter Green and the Reds. They have given up 5 runs in this inning. There's still a couple runners on base. And Maul comes in now to face the 9th batter here in the 6th inning. I don't know about you, Tommy. I did not see this coming.
Not even a little bit. 6-0 in favor of the Cardinals. First and third. Still only 1 out in the inning. Sam Maul's first pitch, the left-handed hitting Nathan Church, is in for a strike. So Pete Rose's record, it was 44 games. Got to the bottom of it. 44 games for Pete Rose is what the streak ended up being, which is what I thought, and is still the National League record. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Nathan Church, down and away. Of course, Joe DiMaggio's streak of 56 games, that may never be broken. Back in 1941. Willie Keeler of the Negro League's Baltimore Orioles hit safely in 45 games back in 1896 to 1897. The pitch is down and away. But the National League record is still 44 games. So we did get that part right at least. We may have screwed up the rest of the trivia question. 2-1 on Nathan Church. First and third, one out. The pitch. Church tries to drop down a bunt, succeeds toward first. Sam Maul gloves it right out of the glove to Sal at first to get the out. The run will score on the safety squeeze from Nathan Church, the 9-hole hitter for the Cardinals, and it is 7-0 St. Louis. He will get credit for the sac bunt. To second base, Blaze Jordan. Home from third, Brian Torres. And now back to the guy that started it all with a leadoff walk here in the 6th inning, J.J. Weatherholt. Ball sets, readies at the belt, looks back at second, throws to Weatherholt. The pitch is a strike called on the outside corner. Just a puzzling inning, Chris, when you look at it, because it didn't look like he lost anything on the fastball. Did you feel like the command started to suffer?
Well, I think it was an adjustment on the part of the Cardinals that they came up looking for first pitch fastball, and Green was throwing it at the top of the zone where he was getting away with it earlier, but he was not getting away with it in this inning.
0-1 is up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike on Weatherholt.
I mean, you walk the first batter, you pop up Jordan Walker, so you're thinking, all right, pretty good. And then Burleson jumps on the first pitch.
The 1-1. Big swing and a miss there, and an ugly one at that from Weatherholt.
Herrera got a fastball up, and then it just kind of opened the floodgates.
Fire started, and boy, it got out of hand in a hurry.
I mean, I'm sure that right now Hunter Green, besides seeing his earned run average go up, is a little bit shell-shocked because it happened in a hurry right now.
1-2, fouled back by Weatherholt. One ball and 2 strikes the count on J.J. Weatherholt. Runner at second base, 2 outs in the inning, 7-0 Cardinals now. Sam Maul comes set, and here he comes with the 1-2 pitch. Weatherholt reaches for it and fouls it into the third deck left side. Weatherholt batting for the second time in this inning. Cardinals have batted around here in the 6th and have scored 6. A 6-run 6th inning. Meanwhile, the Reds only have 2 hits tonight. Sam Maul home with the 1-2. Swing and a miss. And down on strikes, J.J. Weatherholt. Inning over.
3-2 to Vargas. Got him. Fastball at 99. Back-to-back Ks for Miz.
Setting up on the outside corner, and he hit the glove. Perfect pitch by Mizorowski. Excellent command with that fastball.
1-1, and he finishes the inning with a strikeout. Miz with 3 Ks. Got him. Blew him away with 99. 5 Ks in the first 2 innings for Mizorowski. And he struck him out. 10 Ks on opening day for Miz.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
I'm going to go check out Food Truck Row. So, what did you guys get today?
Philly cheesesteaks.
Both of you got the same thing. Are they that good?
Oh, yeah.
Got a hot dog and some fries.
Just kind of basic ballpark.
Chicken bacon sandwich.
Uh-huh.
Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
And some
crinkle cut fries.
Okay, where are you guys from?
We're from Dallas.
Dallas. That's what's fun about baseball. It brings different regions together, not just the ball and glove and bat, but what we're eating.
Andre Palante is still on for the Cardinals. Reds haven't found a solution for him yet. The Cardinals do have a new left fielder. Jose Fermin takes over now for Lars Nootbaar in left. Right-hander's first pitch to Eugenio Suarez. It's a strike over the inside corner. It's 0-1. Reds are trailing at 7-0 now. And as the sun sets, the skies are also getting a little cloudier here in St. Louis now. There was a pretty good threat of rain today in the forecast for several days leading up to today, and we haven't seen any rain. Hopefully it stays that way the rest of the night. Pitch is inside to Suarez. The count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-hander Palante waiting. Now Suarez will use a timeout and back out of the box.
I hate to tell you that it did rain a little bit this morning, but probably you had the curtain closed and the blackout shade down, and
that might have been,
realize that.
That might have even been before I hammered my snooze button a few times. Here's the 1-1. Strike called to Suarez over the outside corner, 1-2.
I saw you on your way back from your errand.
Yeah,
so,
I went. I did.
Weather was nice then.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was very nice. I did notice the ground was wet when I went out for breakfast this morning around 10:30, 11. 1-2. Swing and a miss, and down on strike Suarez. Isn't that when breakfast time is?
I think you're still on Seattle time.
Yeah. Let's say that. Here is Tyler Stevenson now. Nobody on and 1 out. Stevenson struck out in the second, grounded to short in the fourth. Palante goes to work now. First pitch to Stevenson. And the curveball is called a ball, but I think Ivan Herrera thought it was a strike. So they've challenged it. Let's see. Reds have lost 1. They have 1 left. Cardinals have both of theirs. And they still do. So that pitch was overturned to a strike at the bottom of the zone. 0-1 on Tyler Stevenson. 7 runs, 8 hits for the Cardinals. No runs, 2 hits for the Reds. You can now close the book on Hunter Green. Stevenson takes up and in, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Green, 7 runs, 6 earned on 8 hits. Walked 2, struck out 3. 5 1/3 innings. But the first 5 of which he was brilliant. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Now 1-2 on Tyler Stevenson. And Chris, I even said it. I was thinking about Hunter pitching deep into this game. You know, you're starting to think 7, maybe 8 innings for him, but that was not to be.
We're always reminded what a crazy game baseball really is. Unpredictable.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Stevenson. Here's Palante's 1-2 in the dirt.
I would imagine at the beginning of the game, we got to talk to him before the game that, you know, Terry Francona's not going to tell you that he's more confident in one game or another, but you got to feel like the matchup, the way that Hunter has been pitching, the way the Reds' bats seem to be coming alive a little bit, that they felt pretty good about this ball game.
And the fact that coming into tonight, the Cardinals haven't hit a lick here in July.
Mm-hmm.
The 2-2. Hard hit, 1 hopper to the third baseman. Jordan moving to his left field, pulls the first baseman Burleson off the bag. He takes the throw and tags Stevenson on the way by. A couple of freight trains colliding there at first base with Stevenson and Burleson over there, but disaster avoided. But now 2 men are out. Even Burleson was bracing for impact on that play. Could have been much worse, and Burleson would have got the brunt of it. 2 away for Noelvi Marte. Marte is 0 for 2. He takes low and outside for ball 1. Marte grounded to third in the second. Softly lined out to the shortstop his last time up. Palante's 1-0. In on the knuckles of Marte, and he fouls it into the net above the Cardinals' first base dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike on Marte.
You know, Marte's in kind of a tough spot. He has not had a lot of playing time. He's only 24 years old. He's really still very inexperienced as a major leaguer. But he hasn't earned the right to play every day.
The 1-1. He swings, lines this into left center field, falling quickly, and it won't fall quick enough. Nathan Church comes in and makes a spectacular running catch in short left center field. Boy, that looked like for all the world that was going to be a base hit off his bat. And then it just hung up, and Church with a great route able to run it down and make the basket catch to end the 7th inning. Reds are out in order. Time to stretch in St. Louis. It's 7-0 Cardinals on the Reds Radio Network.
Join us for the Cincinnati Children's Walk for Kids, a fun, family-friendly event on Sunday, August 23rd. Our caring community of supporters is what makes Cincinnati Children's life-changing and life-saving work possible. Whether you're walking, strolling, or rolling, you're making an impact for the kids and families counting on us. Register today at cincywalkforkids.org/Reds. That's Cincy with a Y, walkforkids.org/Reds.
The world's largest Christian music festival is coming to the Ark Encounter, July 28th through September 5th in Williamstown, Kentucky. 40 days of live music from artists including Jeremy Camp, Crowder, Kane, and Matthew West, along with Southern Gospel, Bluegrass, and Christian country favorites. There's something for everyone. All concerts are free with Ark Encounter admission. Don't miss 40 days of Christian music. Go to arkencounter.com.
The Cons brand has been a Cincinnati tradition almost as long as Reds baseball. For more than 130 years, Cons hot dogs have been an important part of so many special memories. From grilling out with family and friends to settling in at the stadium for a Reds game. It's no wonder the Cons brand is the official hot dog of the Cincinnati Reds. So pick up a pack of Cons hot dogs and all their quality meats at local stores throughout Reds country. And keep the tradition alive.
Champion Windows and the Cincinnati Reds are teaming up to give you a home run deal. Right now, we're offering buy 2 windows, get 2 free. And for a limited time, Reds fans can get an additional $1,000 off a sunroom using promo code GOREDS. Call or schedule your free estimate online at championsavenow.com.
A Wober's Mustard pitching change has taken over the break, and it'll be the young 23-year-old right-hander Chase Petty coming into the ball game.
Petty's first pitch to Walker swung on and fouled back and out of play. 0-1 the count on Jordan Walker. He hits leading off the Cardinals' 7th inning. 7-0 St. Louis. Petty turns it loose. Walker got jammed, fights it off, fouls it down the third base line. The count is 0-2 now on Walker.
You know, Petty's in kind of the same position that Noelvi Marte is, but from a pitching standpoint, he hasn't really earned the ability to come in and pitch in high leverage situations. He's had some control problems up and down from the minor leagues, big leagues. But there's a lot of talent in there. Mm-hmm. And a really good fastball and a guy that really wants to learn.
Petty sets and delivers the 0-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. And a breaking ball down and away. And he strikes out Jordan Walker for the first out here in the 8th inning.
Well, that's a dandy right there by Petty. He's got big, long stride to home plate. Great extension on that pitch. Just kind of pulled those fingers over the outside of the baseball at the last minute. Very good downward break.
Now Alec Burleson. Burleson hitting with the bases empty and 1 out. First pitch to Burleson is taken off the outside corner for ball 1. Left-handed hitter. Petty, the right-handed thrower. Home with the 1-0 pitch. Burleson takes down and away. Are you concerned at all by Hunter's final line and the fact that he didn't have a lot of strikeouts tonight?
I think the fact that he didn't have strikeouts shows you that he didn't have that good put-away pitch. And, you know, every appearance for a pitcher.
2-0, a little flare into shallow left. That's down for a base hit.
It's going to be a little different. You know, you come out of the bullpen, you're going to feel different today than you did your last start, and even different than that. So it's a matter of adjusting to whatever you have. One day your slider is going to be better than another day your fastball is going to be unhittable. And today it seemed like he had it all together. I really think that the walk really unnerved him to start that inning. And it kind of went downhill from there. The Cardinals came out in the 7th or 6th inning really aggressive. I mean, they were hacking at the first pitch, and I think that's what got them going.
It was Ivan Herrera that had the big hit that inning. It was a 2-run double into the left field corner in that 6th. The pitch to Herrera is a strike on the outside corner.
So to answer your question, am I concerned about Hunter going forward based on what he did tonight? The answer is no.
Fair enough. 0-1 on Herrera. Runner on at first, 1 out. Cardinals are up 7-0 in the bottom of the 7th. St. Louis trying to even the series. Here's the 0-1. And that is down and in. I guess it's a foul ball. A check swing.
I don't think anybody knew what it was. Emil Jimenez kind of looked around and he took a poll. You know, what does the batter say? What does the catcher say? And then he finally called foul ball.
Let's pause for station identification on the Reds Radio Network. The 0-2, softly lined to right field off the bat of Herrera. That's into right. Up to second base, Burleson on the single to right field. Ivan Herrera, you talk about going down to get one now. That was down and away. Both down and out of the strike zone and off the plate. But he just kind of threw the bat head out there and served it out into right field.
Well, now you know why the Cardinals like to get him in the lineup. He's catching tonight, but he's been playing a lot of DH so far this year. They're trying to get him more and more behind the plate because his bat is very important.
2 on, 1 out. Jose Fermin bats for the first time, and he takes off the inside corner. Lars Nootbaar walked last inning. Nootbaar did score on the base hit by Blaze Jordan, but then came out of the game, and Fermin took over for him in left field last inning. 1-0 pitch to Fermin. Swung on, fouled that one right off of his foot. Wonder if everything's okay with Lars Nootbaar coming out of this game. He'd been a struggling hitter. In fact, he was only hitting 172 this month here in July. He was on fire coming out of the blocks when he returned from the injured list. He was hitting over 300 for his first 20 games or so. The 1-1. Fermin takes a strike, and I always think if you're a struggling hitter, boy, these are the games you want those guys to get at bats in, because you look like you have it under control, so they can be some more low-pressure at bats. Give guys some looks, see if they can get it going a little bit. But he's out of the game. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball foul, third base side.
Well, this time of year when somebody is taken out of the middle of the game, you're thinking, well, next time we see him, he's going to be in his street clothes saying goodbye to everybody in the dugout because it's a trade.
There is also that element of it, too.
And he has been mentioned in a few trade rumors, although I don't know what to think of any of those trade rumors.
It's hard to make too much of them. But his name is one that has been mentioned. 1-2. Whack to center. Going back in a hurry, T.J. Friedel. He'll square up to it, shy the track, and make the catch. The runners stay where they're at. And that'll be the second out here in the 7th inning. 2 away, and Mason wins the batter. I used to remember hearing about teams wanted to get a deal done so they maybe leak a trade they were talking about to Peter Gammons back when he was the foremost authority on baseball news on ESPN. Pitch to Mason Wynn. Strike on the outside corner. The count is 0-1. Just so he would report it so that the trade wouldn't happen. You know, it would kind of be the old misdirection. Because other teams, it would bring other teams to the table. The 0-1 pitch. Wynn takes low and outside. Maybe it was a real trade that was in the works, but maybe a team wanted to see, well, what else can I get? Let's float this trade out there, have Peter report it, and then maybe somebody else will come up with a better offer. And a lot of times it worked out that way. 1 ball, 1 strike on Mason Wynn. The 1-1. Strike on the inside corner. Of course, there's about
Yeah, those GMs can be a little bit sneaky that way.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you a story about Jim Bowden. When I was first joined the Reds as a broadcaster back in the early 90s, Jim would call me up and say, hey, can you come down to the ballpark early and come right up to my office? I go up there, and he'd pull back the doors in front of his whiteboard, and there he had a big trade all written out.
The 1-2 in the dirt outside.
And he said, you're not going to believe this, but we're trying to get Barry Bonds. And he went through this whole process of how many teams were involved to get Barry Bonds. He says, you can't repeat this to anybody. Please tell me you'll keep this a secret. I said, I'll keep it a secret. I went down the lunchroom and heard the reporters next to me. First thing I heard was, hey, did you hear we're trying to get Bonds?
Swing. Martin back near the wall, jumps up and makes the play.
He peels it off the middle of that 20-foot-high wall with a wonderful leaping grab. Nice job, Austin Martin.
Ozzie diving stop from his knees. Side retire. Diving is Quan. He made another great catch. Well, that's how you win 4 straight Gold Gloves.
And it is caught by Miles Straw.
And Kreidler going out, and Kreidler makes a great play. Boy, the fellas came to play defensively.
Vladdy snatches it on the line, spins, throws a strike to Bieber, covering the back for the out. Really nice play by Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
And they'll throw home to get the out. That's Chansey. Troy's there. Hopscotch inning over. Nice play, Massey. Does he have time? Yes.
Man, oh man, was that sweet. Clements got it, sliding stop. What a play by Ernie Clement for out number 2.
The Blue Jays defense has been up to the task this afternoon.
Well, we go to the top of the 8th inning, and it'll be a new pitcher on for the Cardinals. It'll be a right-hander, 26-year-old, 6'4", 220-pounder, and his name is Gordon Graceffo. 42nd appearance of the game, or of the year for Graceffo. 6-1 his record is. He's had a lot of good runs out there.
His first pitch to T.J. Friedel is a strike over. Nope, a ball outside. And the count is 1-0 on T.J. Friedel. 7-0 in favor of the Cardinals. They tagged Hunter Green for 6 runs in the 6th. Friedel takes low and inside. And it's a 2-ball, no strike count now on T.J. Friedel. Friedel was struck out both times he's been up, 0 for 2 tonight. 7-0 in favor of the Cardinals. Graceffo fresh into the game. It's 2-0. Friedel lifts one high into the air. Shallow left on is Jose Fermin. The left fielder makes the catch, and that's the first out here in the Reds' 8th inning. Now Edwin Arroyo. Arroyo is 0 for 2. A ground out to the second baseman. He's also flied to left. Arroyo is hit safely in 4 straight. First pitch to Arroyo, wave and a miss, strike 1. The new 6th generation Toyota 4Runner is the most technologically advanced 4Runner ever, and it's backed by over 40 years of off-road experience. 4Runner is the ultimate tool for powering through. Toyota, let's go places. And it's up and away to Edwin Arroyo. Count is even now, 1 ball, 1 strike. Nice crowd on a warm Saturday here in late July. 1-1. A wave and a miss. 1-2. So was Bowden trying to get that trade out there?
No, he was trying to send all the reporters, including the broadcasters, down the wrong road to investigate whether Bonds was even on the market.
I see.
But he did that a couple of times, and I finally said, gee, Jim, I'm a little busy this afternoon. I can't come down.
Swing and a miss down on strikes. Edwin Arroyo.
You had to admire, he was trying to cover all the bases because, the broadcasters don't really pester the GMs and so on because, we don't have to write about it every day like the reporters do. But the reporters are really under a lot of pressure from their editor to come up with a story. And you better get the scoop.
Ke'Bryan Hayes up there now with nobody on and 2 outs. First pitch to Ke'Bryan Hayes is taken high for ball 1.
I mean, the trades that he did tell me about that he so-called were trying to get done, he would have been the greatest general manager in the history of baseball if he had gotten those done.
Maybe that's what he was trying to do. Curb a little favor. 1-0 on Ke'Bryan Hayes. Nobody on, 2 men are out. 7 runs, 10 hits for the Cardinals. No runs, 2 hits for Cincinnati. It was the Cardinals with just 2 hits last night. Script is flipped tonight. The pitch low, and it's a 2-ball, no strike count on Ke'Bryan Hayes. Line one sharply his last time up, but right at the left fielder at the time, Lars Nootbaar, back in the 5th. Another strong start for Andre Palante against the Reds. Boy, they just cannot solve him. 2-0 pitch. Hayes pounds it foul. Third base side on the ground. 2-1. Palante, 7 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball tonight against the Reds. Walked 1, struck out 8.
I mean, he is coming off back-to-back really difficult starts. Last time he pitched against Arizona, the bullpen blew a 7-run lead. He ended up not getting the win in that game. And then the game before that, he gave up 6 earned runs in 5 innings.
2-1 pitch is low and into Ke'Bryan Hayes. It's a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Nobody on, 2 away. Hayes again swings and fouls it off. Right side, out of play.
It's hard to see a major change in Ke'Bryan Hayes. I talked to him about what he was trying to do when he was down in Arizona working with the driveline folks on his swing. But I do see him a little bit more aggressive now. Not really feeling his way through the strike zone, but letting the bat rip a little bit.
Payoff pitch. A swing and a miss. He's down on strikes here, and the inning is over.
Turns out a minor tune-up to the Dodgers lineup may have Mookie Betts firing on all cylinders.
It's gone! There's the feel, there's the results.
Dave Roberts decided to give Mookie a new perspective on Tuesday, dropping him from his usual 2-hole down to the cleanup spot for the first time since 2017. Safe to say, Mookie's slumbering bat woke up.
And this ball is gone. A home run as Mookie announces he is back.
Betts went atomic against the Rockies, launching 2 homers and driving in 5.
Well, Betts in that cleanup spot, and that's exactly what he's been doing with runs. He's been cleaning them up.
And hey, shout out Andy Pajes. He shifted up into the 2 spot, racked up 4 hits, and extended his MLB leading RBI total. The Dodgers have been winning and are on top in the NL West, but getting Mookie Betts back to his old self makes their chances at a three-peat look a whole lot better.
I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that it was that moment where like, wow, this is really something.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Fort Badlands and a share of $5,000 in free play. That's this Saturday 6 to 10 at Rising Star Casino. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 800-9-WITH-IT.
Reds are on the wrong side of a 7-0 score as we play here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brian Torres lead it off, and Torres takes a backdoor breaking ball for a called strike, 0-1. Petty back to work. That's the bottom third of the Cardinal order against Petty here in the 8th. He worked a scoreless 7th. Gave up a couple of base hits, but that's it. Here's the 0-1. Torres takes a look at the strike, and it's 0-2. Seven runs, 10 hits for St. Louis. 0-2-1 for the Reds. An error. Check swing. Did he go? Ooh, he did not. Somehow he held up in the eyes of Mike Malinsky down at third base. It's a ball and 2 strikes on Torres. Out of the stretch all the time. Petty's 1-2. Hit on the ground. Right back up the middle, though. There's Ellie. He fields and throws out Brian Torres. And there's one gone in the 8th inning. Brings up Blaze Jordan. Jordan's 0 for he's 1 for 3. He flew out to right in the second. Grounded to the second baseman Arroyo in the 5th. And then ended up singling home 2 runs. And the Cardinals 6-run 6th. He got stranded at second. Jordan fouls it down the right field line. That's now 4 RBIs the last 2 games for Blaze Jordan. Jordan took over the starting job at third base because Nolan Gorman just was not hitting for this Cardinals team. He was only hitting 194 up here. They sent him out down to AAA Memphis. He's only hitting 145 down there. Pitch, swing and a miss. He's actually shaved 50 points off his batting average down in AAA. No balls, 2 strikes now on Blaze Jordan. Jordan's done a nice job up here for the Cardinals, though. No balls, 2 strikes, and Petty throws. Blaze Jordan watches a spinner dive down and away. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
You know, you move up and down like that. It's not only the physical part of playing baseball, your hitting ability and how hard you hit it. It's the mental part. I mean, some guys get sent down and they go into a shell. And they take it personally, and then it takes them a while to figure out, hey, I've got to battle my way out of this.
Cardinals always hoped that Nolan Gorman would hit. He hit 236, but also hit 27 homers and drove in 76 in his second year back in 2023, but he hadn't been that guy since. Swung on, popped foul, and the seats down the right field line. That's out of play.
It's really interesting the way it works because it wasn't all that long ago that Gorman was basically an untouchable come the trade deadline. What say ye now?
Exactly. That is not an unusual tale.
Yeah.
Off the handle, Blaze Jordan weakly grounds it to Key Brian Hayes at third. He fields and throws in time to get the out of Jordan at first. 2 down in the 8th. Scores around the league are brought to you by Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Let the good times cruise. Nationals beat the Diamondbacks today. Padres 7-2 winners in Miami. It was the Yankees edging the Phillies 3-1 in Philadelphia. Pitch up and away. They're in the 9th inning right now in Pittsburgh. Cubs are up 11-0 in that game. Cleveland shut out in Tampa 3-0. Final of that game. Braves and Orioles are tied 2-2. Petty's 1-0 pitch to Nathan Church. In the air, deep center. TJ Friedl going back over his right shoulder. Tracking that one toward left center, just shy of the track he runs.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
First pitch to Ortiz. Swung on, line towards left. Long run for Ewing. He dives and he made the catch.
Ewing went back, and in left field, he's looked terrific.
He shouldn't be sneaking up on anybody, right? I mean, he's an all-star, 10 wins, his ERA below 3. And no matter where the game is played, no matter what lineup he's facing, he does his thing.
Abrams hits one high and deep out to right center. After it is Troy Johnson. Way back it goes and out of here. And he's got 4 in his last 3 games.
Leo Jimenez grabbed it right next to the third base bag. He tapped it with his right foot, fired to second for out number 2, and on to first in plenty of time to get Altuve for 3. 474 feet for Fernando Tatis Jr.
Reds are on the wrong side of a lopsided score right now. It is 7-0 in favor of the Cardinals. Ninth inning for the Reds. Here's Elly De La Cruz, top of the order up for the Reds. First pitch to Elly is low and outside, ball 1. 1-0 on Elly. 1 for 3, a ground out to second, singled in the third, and struck out in the 6th. 1 ball, no strikes on De La Cruz. Here's the right-hander's 1-0, and Elly takes just off the outside corner. It's a 2 ball, no strike count on the Red shortstop. Graceffo back at it. Fires a little high on the outside corner to Elly. 3 balls and no strikes. De La Cruz has a hit tonight, singled in the third, 1 for 3. 3-0. And he was backing out of the box, and the pitch misses off the outside corner for ball 4. He's down to first with a leadoff walk in the 9th. Well, the Cardinals turned a leadoff walk into a 6-run inning. Maybe the Reds can turn this leadoff walk into an 8-run inning. Well, stranger things have happened. But it's going to take a lot. Here's the first pitch to Sal Stewart. Up and away, but called a strike.
Well, you got to be figuring that the Reds are going to take a strike in a situation like this, but you still have to grind it out. Professional pride, you owe it to your teammates, to get out there and get after it no matter what the score.
0-1 off the inside corner, and it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count. One and one, runner at first with nobody out. The pitch to Stewart, low and inside. Now the catcher wants to challenge, so Herrera thought it was a strike. So we turn our attention to the board. It was a ball.
Call is correct. 10 minutes out. 1 more remaining.
It was an inch and a half outside. Sal and Ivan Herrera laughing about it there at home plate. You got 2 challenges left in the 9th inning of a 7-0 game. So what do you got to lose, I guess? Here's the 2-1. Sal takes down and away. It's 3 balls and a strike. Elliott first, nobody out. Sal's out of the box. Back in again. Way ahead of the count. One on, nobody out. Graceffo turns it loose. Sal rips a line drive into right field. That's a base hit. Ellie station to station. He's to second and holding. On the line drive, base hit by Sal Stewart into right field. After a couple of hits last night, he has his first hit tonight. Now 1 for 4. And the Reds have 2 aboard with nobody out for J.J. Bleday. Let's pause for station identification on the Reds Radio Network. First pitch is high and tight for ball 1 to J.J. Bleday, 1-0, and Graceffo's having a tough time right now.
Well, he looked pretty good last inning.
Struck out 2 in a 1-2-3-8. Graceffo's 1-0. And it's low on the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. And right now, he just cannot find the strike zone.
Well, he's become a real valuable arm for Ollie Marmol. Coming up out of AAA, most recently recalled back in earlier in this month.
He's thrown 11 pitches this inning. Only 2 of them have been in the strike zone. Two and nothing. Graceffo's 2-0 pitch. High and outside, and it's 3-0. And if you're the Reds right now, you don't want to give in.
No.
All you need is base runners. And now the Boo Birds start flying. That doesn't exactly help you on the mound, I can't imagine.
I can relate.
3-0. And that's outside, ball 4. Walk, single walk, and Graceffo is low to the bases for the Reds here in the 9th inning. Well, if you're going to come back in a game like this, that certainly helps. The table is set. Cardinals do have activity in their bullpen with a right-hander loosening behind the right-handed throwing Graceffo. Cardinals in their almost indigo blue-looking powder blues. I mean, they're technically a powder blue uniform, but they look almost indigo-y. Like they are a bright powder blue. Red numbers, names. St. Louis across the front with the birds on the bat. Here's Eugenio Suarez. Powder blue trend is back in baseball across the league. I'm here for it. I like it.
I do too.
Pitch to Suarez. In for a strike call. The count is 0-1. Bronx gear for Graceffo. From the best fans self-proclaimed in baseball. 0-1 on Eugenio Suarez. Graceffo throws. Suarez takes strike 2 on the outside corner. 0-2. Of course, the powder blues, when they were originally a uniform for teams, they were a road uniform. Now teams are wearing them at home. 0-2 pitch. In the dirt outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Eugenio Suarez. Cardinals wear their red hats with these. I wonder if they had the navy hat that they would wear with the powder blues originally. Back in the day when they wore the powder blues on the road. The 1-2. Suarez takes down and away.
I can't remember what they wore as far as their hats.
I think it might have been red, yeah. Yeah, it was red. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Suarez. The right-hander brings it home. Up and in. No, strike 3 called. Suarez didn't like it. But he will turn and head back to the dugout, dragging the bat along with him. A strikeout victim for the first out here in the 9th inning. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Reds. This copyright reminder is provided by Dinsmore, the official legal counsel of the Reds. Now Tyler Stevenson's at the plate. Graceffo is going to back off the rubber and reset, want a new baseball. So he'll get a fresh Pearl now. Yeah, they were the Red Hats many, many moons ago. Ozzie Smith used to sport that uniform. Pitch down too low. 1 ball and no strikes on Tyler Stevenson. Of course, back when they had the powder blues in Ozzie Smith's day, they had the original Cardinals script on it. Swung on. Stevenson fouls it away to the right side. This reincarnated version. And there were no buttons on the front of those. They were just the V-neck jersey. These have red piping down the front. Also around the sleeves, and also it's St. Louis instead of Cardinals on the front. 1 ball, 1 strike on Stevenson. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Stevenson takes a called strike, and it's 1-2. Bases loaded, 1 out. 1-2 pitch. Stevenson tried to check. They asked at first. He went. Stevenson's down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts for Graceffo after loading the bases. That great taste of the ballpark at home with JTM Philly Kits and Fat Tire beer, cheese, and pretzels. Find these game day favorites in your grocer's freezer. JTM Food Group. Let's create great dishes together. Batters Noelvi Marte now with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Reds in grave danger now of getting shut out. Graceffo fires. And Marte reaches for it. Pops it into the seats down the right field line foul. The count is 0-1. Marte takes upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count on Noelvi Marte. Here it comes. And a ground ball to third. Backing up Jordan. 1 hop throw to first. It's in time to get Marte, and that's all. Reds fall 7-0 to the Cardinals tonight here at Busch Stadium. Reds load the bases with nobody out in the ninth. But come up empty, end up getting shut out by the Cardinals. And St. Louis evens this series at a game apiece. Once again, final score, Cardinals 7, Reds nothing. We're back to wrap it up after this on the Reds Radio Network.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50.